What is going on, everybody? Oh man, it's been a while since I've came on live for all you guys, huh? How long has it been? About a month? 2 months? It's been a minute though. It's been a minute. Let's uh hope everything is good. The audio, the picture. Hopefully everything is good to go. Um let's wait for a few more people to come on. And then we can start with today's topic. How's everyone doing? How is everyone doing? Comment in the live chat, please, where you guys are watching from and if the audio is doing good. I just need a head up. I just need like a heads up on the audio since I had to retweak everything before coming back on live. So if you guys could just comment below, that'd be good. Washington. Oh man. Okay, audio sounds great. All right, cool. Be present. Thank you. Be present. Be present. Thank you for that. Audio sounds good. Okay. Everything looks good. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Cool. All right, man. All right, we got a few people on. We'll wait a few more minutes. If you guys have any questions for me for today's topic regarding real estate or anything at all, um, let me know in the comments. I'll get to them as soon as I go over today's topic. Just want to update you guys on all the changes, everything, because the market is crazy, right? I know there's a lot of buyers that's uh, kind of they're waiting right now. A lot of buyers right now that were working with me, they're waiting now to see what the market's going to be like, just because everything is kind of up in the air right now. So I know there's been a lot of people asking me about today's title, like what's going on in the market, what's gonna happen, what can we expect, should we still buy, should we sell, is it a good time to buy, is it a good time to sell? Those are all good questions, and so I'm gonna get to a lot of that today. But of course, before we start, if you guys don't forget to like, share this video with all your friends and family. If you guys have questions, put them in the live chat or comments so that way I can get to them accordingly. Okay. Thank you guys all for being here today. Let's have some fun. Let me go over some market update. Pedro, hi, handsome. What's going on, Pedro? I'm good, man. Hope you've been good. Yeah, we haven't talked in a while. We need to get together. Aaliyah, what's going on, Aaliyah? Good to see you, cousin. I saw those photos you uploaded today of you and your hubby. Y'all look good. All right, keep the comments coming. Okay, I promise I'll get to them. Let me go over uh the market update real quick, just to kind of go over some numbers, so that way you guys don't get too bored, because I could easily get sidetracked. Okay. All right, you guys missed this table. You guys missed this. I know, I miss sharing this with all you guys. So I am gonna be updating y'all on this. Okay, so look at that. Look at this chart, y'all. Um, man, look, inventory. This is on a month to month basis. Okay, as you can see here, inventory was very high. Okay, but it started trickling back down. Okay, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. Um, and look, new listing is this blue line right here. New listings are going down too. Not a lot of homes are coming on the market that are new. Okay, it went down. The amount of new listings went down from this past couple months. And pending homes, it's kind of at a stagnant, but it's still trending down. You guys can see this red line right here. That's pending homes. Okay, that's in contract right now to close. And then of course the dark green are homes that sold. same thing is trickling down. If you guys can see that, here are the numbers on a month-to-month basis. Look, 5% on inventory is down. New listings went down 20%. Sold homes went down 23%. Penny homes are down 2%. And look, from a year ago today, this time last year, 34% change increase. Okay. 32% down this year compared to last. Sold homes 46% down, 38% down. Man, like look at this. Okay, so here's why inventory is down. It's this light green right here, okay? Here's why inventory is down. Inventory is down because sellers are actually taking their homes off the market. And it is a lot compared to what it was like in the beginning years, right? So because if you look right here in last year in November all the way to January, it started going up. Like May it started shooting up. Okay, but it started trickling down because sellers not being able to sell their homes at the price point that they want, so they're removing them up. They're removing them out the market. That's why you're seeing the inventory going down. Same with new listings. Sellers are seeing that, oh man, my neighbors' homes are not selling. They're not getting the price that they want. Maybe I'll wait. So the sellers that are putting their homes on the market today, they have to sell, or like they're testing the market. And these are the new listings, but it's not a lot of them. That's why this blue line is low. Okay, it's trending down. Pending homes, it's pending homes. We don't know if they're gonna come back on the market or not to become another for sale inventory home for sale, or they're gonna actually close, which is this dark green line right here. Okay, and that's going down too because it's not a lot of homes that's being sold because there's a lot of buyers that's on the bench right now too. That's what's going on. Okay, so this is this right here. All right, let's go over the average price per square foot. It's pretty stagnant. See, so this and the average price sold and for sale is pretty similar in what I'm gonna share with you guys. Okay, but just remember this number. Okay, it's kind of stagnant for the average price per square foot right here. Okay, let's go over here before I forget. So sold and for sale homes. Okay, so for sale means homes that hit the market. It's the listing price. Sold is the actual price that it sells for. That's why there's a red line and the green line, right? Now, look right here. It's going down. Okay. So a lot of you guys are thinking the market is shifting, Chia. So shouldn't price go down? It should. Logically, it should. When inventory goes up, like what we saw over here, right? From the inventory right here for sale homes, normally price go down. And it has gone down if you look. But if you look at it from a big perspective, it's pretty stagnant. Prices have not gone down as fast and as much as what a lot of buyers would hope for. That's what's going on. Homes are staying on the market longer, but prices are not going down to a affordable price that a lot of buyers prefer. Or and so it's just stagnant. That's why it's taking a little bit longer for these homes to sell. That's why there's not a lot of homes that are selling. There's not a lot of inventory coming into the market because of this. Just because inventory is up doesn't always mean that prices is gonna go down because it takes a while for a lot of sellers to kind of get the news and be like, okay, I need to reduce the price. But of course, we'll talk about that more in a bit. Okay. Now going back to days on the market, homes are sitting now. Okay, this is saying average days on the market right now is about 36 days. I'm seeing in some areas even 70, 90, 100 plus days. Okay, so this is on average for the homes that are closing. It took that home probably 36 days on average to go pending, and then from there it gets sold. But this is just to go pending, okay? For it to actually close and sell and transfer keys to the new owner, I'm seeing over 70, 90 plus days. Okay, so sellers, if you see this and you're thinking, oh man, my agent's lying to me. He's saying that it's 70, 90 days before I can uh, even get my home sold. He's not lying to you. He's being realistic to you. He's not trying to just get the listing and sugarcoat what's going on right now. This is average days on the market, but it's not average close days on the market. Okay, so remember that. And if you look here, this green line is how many percentages of sellers are getting what they're asking for. It's dropped, it's dropped. So like you see here, some sellers are still pretty stubborn. They don't want to reduce as much. So right now, 95% of sellers are still getting what they're asking for. The other 5%, they're probably reducing the price, canceling the listing, or taking it off the market. That's what's going on right now. That's what this means right here. Okay. All right. Months worth of inventory. Okay. Look right here. Almost 2.5 months worth of inventory right now. Seems like a lot, right? Because a couple months ago it was like barely a month worth of inventory, right? It's double now, which is good for a lot of buyers because now you guys have options to choose from. But affordability is still a question for a lot of buyers right now, right? Because rates we already know is high. Today it's only me today, no Lisa, so I'm not gonna talk too much about rates. Um, but this is what's going on. I anticipate more inventory to hit the market because they're sitting. Okay, now because we're on the topic of inventory, I don't want you guys to think that because there's more inventory now, um, prices should keep going down. And there's a lot of inventory. There's going to be more. I want you guys to know what these current inventories are. The reason why inventory is high is not because there's new listings coming, like what you guys see here, right? New listings are low. The reason there's a lot of inventory is because homes are sitting. When your home is on the market and it's sitting, it's no past like 7 days or so, it's no longer a new listing. So it becomes an old listing and it gets put onto this. And now it's part of the existing listing for homes for sale or available to buyers. So that's what you're seeing right now. It's not new homes, okay? So if you're a buyer right now and you've been looking for the past, like since April of this year, you've probably seen all the homes that's on the market right now. 2.4 months of inventory. You've probably seen them all because there's not a lot of new listings hitting the market because sellers are kind of like, oh man, I don't know what's going on with the market. Maybe after holidays or winter, it'll go back up again. Then I'll get the price point that I want. So sellers are waiting right now to put homes on their homes on the market, and those are the new listings. If the homes right now is not doing it for the current buyers, then the new listings is what every buyer is looking for. Everybody's getting that notification by their agent to be notified whenever a new home hits the market. That's what's going on. Okay. All right. Questions about this? We're gonna go back to this. We're gonna keep referencing this, but then for right now, that's kind of the market update for you guys for the past couple of months. Okay. Um, questions? Comment below. While I'm waiting for more questions to come in, let me go over the existing. Sabrina, yeah, so good to see ya. You too, Sabrina. If I remember correctly, Texas, right? Aaliyah, best realtor in Sacramento. You're too nice, Aaliyah. Yeah, what's up, Chia? What's up, yeah? With the rates going up, I've noticed houses going down in price. You're correct. Rates going up, prices are coming down. They I don't know how it is in Texas, Sabrina, because I know that's where you're from. But in Sacramento right now, again, going back to this, prices are still pretty stagnant. So like, I don't know, how's it like in Texas right now, Sabrina, where you're at? Because in Sac County, prices are still pretty stagnant. A lot of sellers are still pretty stubborn, and they haven't really like call it quits yet on or decided that they want to reduce the price. Even though that's what homes are selling today, that's what they're doing. They're reducing the price and they're being a little bit more accommodating to buyers' requests towards repairs, credits, or rate buy downs, all of that jazz. So that's what's going on. But yeah, rates up, homes are prices are going down. That's what's going on because it's tougher to sell that high price point, right? So it's logical. Yeah, realtor here, and you're right. My client just had me pull their land off the market also. Yeah, even land, man, like that brings up a good point. Like what we were just talking about, is just like single family homes. If you're selling straight land, yeah, where you're at, man, land is even harder to sell, because a lot of banks don't lend on land, right? It's all cash, private financing, which is another form of cash. Uh, like that's it. With seller financing, you gotta get creative with the finance because a lot of times sellers um, are trying to get their lot sold, and especially in this market, not a lot of buyers are kind of looking to land unless they're planning on developing it. Even developers that we know right now that bought land before everything happened, like they timed the market incorrectly, and after developing their home instead of selling it because they're not going to make the profit that they want, they're renting it out. So yeah, land, it's tough. Sabrina, the houses that were on the market before rates were lower, people could afford the mortgage because the rates were so much lower. Now that rates have gone up, yep. Now that rates have gone up, people cannot afford the mortgage payments on the housing now that the rates are up. And we are looking at getting another rate increase. Yep. Each time, if you guys go back to some of the live streams that me and Lisa did a couple months ago, right? Our past, we mentioned this like in April or May. Rates are gonna keep going up. And what? They're like 6% right now. Prospecting 7. By the end of the year, it might be closer to 8 or even plus, and they said it, Jerome Powell, they said that they're gonna keep raising our rates so that way they can slow down inflation. That's what's going on. People didn't thought that was gonna happen. A lot of buyers didn't thought that was gonna happen, but that's what's going on, Sabrina. That's why rates are going up because they're trying to slow down inflation, and this is making affordability hard for first-time home buyers in general. So that's what's going on. It's true. I just came from the state of Washington. The house that was for sale in August is still on the market, and they dropped the price by 120K. Man, 120K. Yeah, that's what's going on. Like homes that's selling right now, in order for it to sell, they have to reduce the price and be incentivizing their home. Okay, so that's what's going on right now. So yeah, I believe you, Sabrina. Washington, 120K. Man, that market right there, that's crazy. Mary in Minnesota, I'm seeing that prices have decreased, but percentage has increased. Percentage, yep. Rates increased. Price went down in Minnesota too. Yep, just like what Sabrina said in Texas. Newport, Cali. Oh, is that where you're from? Not Texas. Newport. Got it. Okay, my bad. Uh, okay, so I did want to talk to you guys about if you're a buyer right now, right? If you're a buyer right now, um, yeah, let me put this real quick. Buy if you're a buyer in this market right now, what should you do? Should you even buy a home or should you wait? And you guys know my answer to this question. It's always it depends. It depends on your situation, right, buyer? If you're renting and it's super high and for the same home, even with today's rates, if you can find a mortgage that's similar to it and in the long run, on long term, you're saving money versus renting and paying a landlord, it might make sense. Okay, but because one of the things you're always gonna hear is you for real estate to build wealth, right? You don't wait to buy, right? You buy and then you wait because over the long term, you're paying down your mortgage, you're paying down um the principal, and then you receive your equity because the value is going up due to appreciation or the market during that time. So that's how it normally is with real estate. But right now, with the prices still pretty high, rates are super high, does it make sense for every buyer? Of course, it doesn't make sense for every buyer to buy it because everybody's situation is different. So the best way for you to determine if it's a good time for you to buy or to wait is to talk to a local expert that you plan on working with. That way, you guys can kind of ask them all the hard questions about the area you're buying in. Some of you guys that are trying to buy are upgrading, so you already own a home. So what's the situation there? What do you do about that? Well, of course, can you afford to buy a second home, right? If you can't afford to buy add a second mortgage onto your credit or your debt, existing debt, then you might have to sell that home or maybe rent it out and utilize 70% of that rental income onto your income to qualify for a second home. Again, if Lisa was here, it would probably be better to talk to Lisa about this. But that's that's some of the challenge that a lot of buyers are facing in today's market is they have to sell or they have to do something about their first mortgage before they could consider upgrading or even downgrading. No, and the reason why some of those buyers are hesitant to sell is because it's because of this. Like they don't know if they're gonna get the price that they want and they don't know how long it's going to take or what if they find a home because there is more inventory now, so there's more options to choose from as a buyer. But what if their home stays on the market a long time and then now it's contingent upon the buyer selling the home in order to buy a new home? If they can't sell their home, then they can't buy a new home. So that's what's going on right now with a lot of buyers that are buying today. Okay. And with sellers, man, sellers, if you're a seller right now, or you're thinking about becoming a seller in today's market, you need to find out what your net that you're willing to compromise. Like, you're if you're gonna be a little bit too greedy and you want to net what you were seeing like 4 or 5 months ago, that's probably not gonna happen in today's market. Especially right now, it's getting close to winter. Holidays is right there. We just passed Thanksgiving. Um, it's gonna be even slower this time moving forward until like January, late January. Okay, so if you're a seller right now and you need to sell or you have your home on the market already, it's been sitting, maybe you need to talk to your agent about price adjustment. Okay, is it fair market value? Are you offering incentives? Because that's what some sellers are doing right now to get their homes off the market, or else it's going to keep sitting. And the longer that it sits on the market, the more the mortgage is going to be for that seller and the less net they're going to be netting, right? So you have to decide if you're a seller in today's market that does it make sense for you to offer an incentive to buyers right now to pick your home over the neighbors or the competition? Because right now, sellers are competing against one another. Whereas a couple months ago, right, buyers were competing against each other because there was no inventory. But right now, there's a little bit more inventory for buyers to choose from. So buyers are a little bit more like demanding. Sellers should be a little bit more accommodating now, so that way they can get their home sold in a manner of time that they want. Okay, so if you're a seller and you're not doing that, that's gonna be tough for you and your listing. Some other things you could consider doing too. If you're a seller right now, is stage your home. If if you're not living in there, okay, so let's talk about vacant listings versus occupied listings. Okay, if your home is vacant, meaning that there's nobody living there, stage it. Like, hire a stager to go in there and stage it to increase the impressions to a prospect. So that way, when a buyer is looking at your home and they see the stage, it wows them. It gives them a wow factor and it gives them the idea of how they want to lay their home out if they were to move into your home. So that's what you might got to consider doing right now. Okay, staging your home. Now, if you're occupying the home, you can still stage it, but you gotta make sure that you're managing the showings for the buyers, right? Meaning that because you're living there, you gotta you gotta keep cleaning it. You gotta declutter it, make sure that it shows well, make sure that when the buyers are coming in, they get a good impression, right? So that means you're gonna have to clean all the time after your kids mess, food, eat, like be presentable. You can still stage, but then talk with the stager to see if the stager is willing to like uh if they have any instructions for you on cleaning the furnitures, or maybe you the rooms that you do stage, you don't utilize those rooms. Like work with the stager, like find out what strategies and tactics you should be doing as a seller, so that way you can get your home sold. And but really, the number one thing will be your price. Okay, if you are listing your home according to like a couple months ago, even just last month's home price, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. It's gonna sit because right now the buyers that are buying, it seems like they're, at least for us, right? We have a lot of Bay Area buyers, right? They're the ones that are coming to our market buying homes because they can afford the payment. Or their goal with the purchase is to rent it out, turn it into an Airbnb, and make money for them. Or like buy it as a vacation home, because for them, it's just an investment, and they might need that uh, that expense to write off on their tax. Okay, I'm not gonna go into details about that, but that's what a lot of Bay Area buyers are doing right now. They're buying just to offset their income, so that way they don't owe so much to Uncle Sam, and that's what's going on. Okay, so if you're not listing your home accordingly to the market right now, like I'm talking about, like right now, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. Your home's gonna sit. Any agent right now is gonna tell you otherwise, unless the home that you are putting on the market, you're offering X amount of credit, or you're accommodating buyers rate buy down right now to make it affordable for them to lower their payment just to qualify and be able to afford the payments on buying your home as a seller. So those are some of the things you need to think about as a seller, okay? So pricing is super important, and negotiate, you know, because there is more inventory right now. Buyers are gonna have more options to choose from. So that means that if you're not willing to negotiate certain repairs or even credit for buy down, they're gonna probably cancel and go down the street to your competitor if your competitor is more willing compared to you. Okay, so just be willing to negotiate. Talk to your agent. Talk to uh have your agent talk to the other agent, and so that way their agent can talk to the buyers or the sellers and find out how you guys can create a win-win situation, okay? And what else? What else? I'm just going over some of the stuff right here. There are certain programs right now for buyers. Um, Again, talk to your lender that you're gonna be working with about this. A lot of buyers right now, what I see happening right now is they're using uh two uh 2-1 buy down program. What that is they're buying down the rate, or they're asking for the sellers to buy down the rate, and that's right off the gate with their offers. That's what a lot of buyers are doing today. And some of these buyers are also utilizing a program where for the first couple of years, you're getting a lower rate, right? But of course, your closing costs are going to go up due to this program. So, and then they're hoping to refinance within the next 3 to 4 years or so when rates do go down. But if rates don't go down, then their rate at the time reverts back to the market rate. So that's what's popular right now that I noticed that a lot of buyers are utilizing. It's a 2-in-1 buy down rate. So if you haven't heard about that and you're a buyer right now, you might want to talk to your lender to see how much you will qualify for and how much it'll cost you. On top of that, ask your lenders also how much it'll cost you to just buy down the rate if you don't qualify for like any other programs and you're just utilizing traditional FHA or conventional loan. Like, because I think they've increased. I think they're like about five to like $10,000 now for like just a 1% buy down. So if the rate right now is around 6.5%, right? Let's just say it might cost you like 10 up to $10,000 just to reduce that to 5.5%. Okay, but don't quote me on that. Talk to a lender. Okay, there's some new faces on here. If you guys are just joining us, don't forget to like, share, and ask your questions in the live chat or comment, and I will get to them accordingly. Okay. If you guys have any questions for me, just shoot them in the live chat or comment. What else did I wanted to go over with you guys? Oh, one more thing, sellers. Another thing you might want to consider doing is maybe you might need to update your home. Like, because right now, buyers are preferring like turnkey. They just want to move in. They don't want to mess with anything. They don't want to fix anything. They just want to move in because maybe they need to sell their home too, right? Like what I mentioned earlier. And so that's just less headache for them to just buy a home that's turnkey. So if your home needs work, you might want to consider offering like home inspections right off the gate. Normally, buyers pay for all of that, but as a seller right now, competing with other sellers, right? You're trying to stand out, right? You try to compete for buyers to get their attention to buy your home. Offer reports, do a home inspection as a seller, so that way you're showing full transparency in the beginning of the transaction already. Right, do home inspection so that way it shows exactly the damages that needs to be done with the home, the repairs that needs to be done, and then from there, if there's a prospect that's submitting an offer on your home, give them those reports so that way they see exactly what needs to be done. And then from there, maybe that could even help you and speed up the process of escrow because now maybe the buyers might not even want to spend money on their home inspector anymore because they already have your report to go off by. So that's one thing you might want to consider doing is updating or doing home inspections, right? If your home needs a lot of work, of course, fix those items before putting them on the market. So that way, again, it's about first impressions for buyers. Okay, they're not gonna waste their time going back to the home to view it a second or third time because there's all these inventories for them to view now. So first impression is everything right now in this market. Okay. Um. 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 um Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Another thing that's going on right now that buyers are asking is, "Gee, I want to wait to buy because foreclosures are gonna go up." Um, with the market the way it is right now, it's gonna keep trending to where it's gonna crash. And um, there, when that happens, I'll just buy it on when it's in pre-foreclosure or foreclosure process. There's not a lot of homes that's gonna go into foreclosure. Okay, that's my answer to that question. Because, because sellers, even though they're having to be more accommodating in this market, they still have equity, meaning that they're not gonna let the house go. Okay, they're not gonna. Their worst scenario as a seller is selling the home and still netting a certain amount of equity. Okay, because these sellers uh that bought a couple years ago, they have equity. Okay, and that's still the case. I know you guys heard me say this before in the past, couple months ago, but prices are still pretty stagnant. Okay, I'm gonna keep referencing this because data don't lie. Prices are still pretty stagnant. So that means if that seller is willing to wait 30 to 90 days to get their home sold, then they're gonna get what they're asking for. And they're not gonna have to go through the foreclosure process, okay? So pre-foreclosures is out the window. It's still too soon for that question to be relevant. We're not gonna see any foreclosures going on. If you do see foreclosures going on right now, they're they're probably just all cash. They're not. You're gonna have to like be a all cash buyer, and if you're planning on utilizing a loan, you're not gonna see any inventory that's gonna go foreclosure that's gonna accept a loan. Okay, So that's my answer to that question. Rena, Chia, right now, financial advisors are recommending for buyers to hold off for the next 18 months. The reason is because prices should be dropping by then and rates will go down as well. I mean, that's from the news media, right? And like some of the listeners I'm talking to right now, Sabrina, they're not saying that. Because I mean, I guess it depends on where you're at too, right? I know that certain markets like the Bay Area, everything's kind of at a halt right now, right? Um, so different market, different strategies, right? So you always gotta look at your current market that's closest to you and where you're buying to consider what the strategies should be. And again, like everybody's situation is gonna be different, you know. So like reasons because prices should be dropping. And I don't know if I want to trust the media or trust people that's gonna say that the rates are gonna eventually go down. Like, how much is it gonna go down by? You know, and if prices do drop, that's the $1 million question right there, right? Is how much is home price gonna drop? Because again, going back to this, in May when inventory started shooting up, right? That's right here, right? 599. A lot of buyers, a lot of media were saying that prices are gonna drop. That's what's gonna happen. And yes, it did drop, but it's still pretty stagnant. Like right now, it's on 532K. That's how it was last year, 532K. So it's still the same compared to last year. So not much has changed. It's still pretty stagnant. So like for me, I like to just look at data and it kind of go off from there. Um, I'm staying away from the media just for all my information, just because they tend to kind of mislead the people because they have like a different agenda. You know, they have like a topic that they want to blow up and get eyeballs on. So of course everybody would like to see price drop, right? That sounds like a great headline to showcase. And rates are gonna go down. That sounds even sexier, right? Because there's a lot of buyers right now that still needs to buy and want to buy. So if prices go down and rates go down, man, that story is gonna get a lot of views. You know, so like I don't know. I'm not really buying it yet. For me, I feel like Sabrina, what's gonna happen? My projection. This is my projection, okay, for moving forward until 2023, right? My projection is that I think with the way that the data is right now, with everything that's going on right now, I think inventory is gonna keep being where it's at. Because even though it's at 2.5 months right now, like what I showed you guys, it's still not a complete buyer's market. Okay, remember, for it to be a complete buyer's market, we need to have at least 6 plus month, 4 to 4 plus month worth of inventory for us to be in a complete buyer's market. Right now, we're still prospecting sellers market in between steady market. Okay, we're in a steady market right now. So until we get to a buyer's market, I don't think that's what's gonna happen. And so I think everything that I've shown you guys on the chart today, that might happen until maybe spring, maybe summer. That's gonna keep happening until summer. If price drops do happen, it's not gonna happen a lot. It's probably gonna go down in increments of like 10, 20K. And then I know you guys are hearing me saying 10 and 20K. You guys are saying shit, but Sabrina just mentioned that there's like homes that's reducing prices 120K. That's in Washington, okay? And and for that home, I would say, why are they dropping it 120K? Is it because they put it on the market for 120K over market value? Okay, so remember, market value, listing your home right the first time it comes on the market is so important. So if you put the home on the market right at market value, I would even recommend putting it slightly below it so that way it gets buyers' attention. And then a bidding war starts. But If you put it right on fair market value, you're gonna get eyeballs on it. You're gonna get the price that you want. And if for that buyer, I mean for that seller, okay, let's give an example here. There's two sellers, okay, seller one and seller two. Seller one puts the home on market value. Seller two puts the home on the market for 100K above market value. The the seller two that puts the home on the market above market value is gonna eventually have the home sitting on the market for days. And then when it finally sells, you're gonna see that they reduced it by X amount of dollars versus the home that's on market value, right? Versus the first seller, he or she's most likely gonna be getting the home sold quicker than seller two. And if he or she does reduce price, it's not gonna be as much as seller two. Matter of fact, seller two might remove the home off the market completely because they got greedy. That's what's going on right now. And if that continues to be the trend, uh, then we're gonna keep seeing the data that I'm showing you guys. I mean, we would never know, right? Until then. But um, that's my projection for next year. It's gonna keep being steady the way it is until we get at least uh 4 to 6 months worth of inventory. Then we'll start noticing a big change in the market because that's when it's complete buyer's market. I'm by far not in economics, but I do work with them, and this is what they're saying. Not saying it is 100% proof. I highly believe that it's all dependent on location and market needs. Yep, you and me both, Sabrina. You and me both. It's important to know this was in Washington State. Also, location and demand is what drove the sellers to lower the price by 120K. This isn't happening in Newport, California. Again, location, demand. Yep, location will affect the price. Yep. Thank you, Sabrina, for all your comments. But yeah, I know that's a lot, right? She ran, that's a lot. But like, if you guys are still confused about anything that I mentioned, comment below. Now, we still have some time. I'll break it down for you guys to make it a little bit more simple. But that's what you need to understand if you're a buyer right now, and that's what you need to understand if you're a seller right now. Okay, if you want to get your home sold, those are the things you're gonna need to consider doing. Okay, um, rates. Another thing a lot of you guys are asking me is rates. What do I think rates are gonna look like? I think uh, rates are gonna keep going up this year. Fed's already called it. They're gonna keep raising it. By next year, I'd say summer of 2023. Man, I don't know. I don't see why they will lower rates. Because that is gonna make them look like an even bigger fool. Because they're saying the purpose behind increasing the rates thus far is to tackle inflation. And inflation is still high. So, like, for them to go back on that and say, "Oh, never mind, what it's not working, so we're gonna backtrack and lower the rates now, so that way it can be affordable for people to buy again." Uh, but like, can you imagine if they said that, right? This is gonna be that would be so like hilarious, right? If like they came out and said that, "Oh, you know what, we made a mistake, so we're gonna lower the rates again because like it's not doing anything for inflation. Sorry." So lowering it again. But here's what's gonna happen, okay? Supply and demand. What do you think is gonna happen if rates do end up going down? If rates do end up going down, right? Prices are gonna shoot up. Because why? Now that buyer that was waiting is still on the sidelines looking at the market, looking at home, browsing with their agent, looking at rates because they're talking with the lender every quarter when they're updating their pre-approval, right? When the rates go down again, it's more affordable and prices hasn't gone down that much yet. They're gonna jump on it and they're gonna say, "Oh man, this is my chance. I don't know if it's gonna go up again like it did in May of 2022. So I'm gonna take advantage of that." That's gonna drive a lot of demand because not only one buyer is gonna think of it like that. Hundreds, thousands of buyers that's sitting on the sideline right now are gonna think about that. Not even considering the sellers that are looking to refinance, taking a HELOC out, borrowing more money because it's lower now. to buy another home, buy another investment property, and it's gonna repeat. I think that's what's gonna happen. So that's why for me, I just can't really imagine rates going back down because supply is 2 months worth, right? Rates go down, supply is gonna go down with the rates. It's gonna have another supply and demand issue all over again, and then we're never gonna get out from this uh overinflated market, you know? So like you pick your poison. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't think any of you guys have a crystal ball that's gonna know what's gonna really happen. But I feel like just from experience, if rates go down, that's the direction the market's gonna be headed. I mean, if you guys agree with me or don't agree with me, shoot, share me some comments. Let me know if I'm wrong or not. Show me a different theory because I'm not seeing anything else other than what I just mentioned to all of you guys. Hmm, let me go over. You know what? Let me share my screen and maybe we could, maybe we could look at home that's been on the market or price reductions, right? Pros and cons. So buy now if you can afford it, then refi later. If you could afford it, pros cons, yes. Buy now if it's the same as if you were to rent the same home, okay? Again, only if it's similar, okay? And of course, your situation is gonna be different. But if you can afford it, buy now and then refi later, okay? Because rates are gonna go up and down, right? And a perfect example of people doing that is when the rates are down this past couple of years. Everybody that bought when it was like in the 6, 7, 8% refis was off the chart. Lenders were like doing so well in their business because they were getting so many refis. They were only focusing on refis. And then when rates went up, all those lenders that only focus on refis and didn't focus on the actual heart of their business all went out of business because nobody was buying homes and they didn't keep in contact with clients that were looking to buy a home because that was their bread and butter. Refis only happened in a short while, and business when business was booming, it was good. But then when they got too greedy and only focused on refis, a lot of those lenders are like going back to a 9 to 5. Like, man, I'm Lisa just told me some of her people that she knows is asking her for a position in her company to see if there's any openings for like a salary. I mean, remember, okay, we're 1099. We get paid commission 100%. There is no salary, okay? It's all 100%. So if we don't produce, we don't help a family buy or sell, we don't make any money. If a lender doesn't help a family refi or buy and borrow, they don't get paid too. So like if you only focus on refis and then when refis don't come in no more, like right now, not a lot of people are refinancing. They're buying. Even though they're not buying as much, more applications are for purchases versus refis. Talk to any lender, they would say the same thing. Okay. So yes, you can afford it, buy now and then refi later. And, or take advantage of the program that lenders are offering right now. Take advantage of the situation right now, pros and cons, because sellers are probably willing to pay for your closing costs. So that buy down for the interest rate, you might not even have to pay for it. The sellers could pay for it. Talk to your lender, okay? If you haven't heard that one, talk to your lender about that. Marlene, how the market is going right now? Are the people benefiting more investors that are the people benefiting more investors that believe it or not, Marlene, people are still using a loan because remember, even though you have cash, it's not financially smart to put all your eggs in one basket. A lot of times when you have cash, as investors especially, they're leveraging their cash. They're probably using 20 to 40% to down and borrowing the rest because they're leveraging, right? They're leveraging other people's money, which is the bank, to buy a home, and then they're using the remaining portion of their cash to again borrow more money and buy more real estate. So that's normally what investors do. A lot of times when I see people buying all cash, it's probably a homeowner because they don't want to have any more overhead. They just want to retire. They just want to buy a home cash and then retire. But a lot of investors that I know don't really cash out their homes because their purpose of buying is for investment. So when they're leveraging their cash, they're not paying for the mortgage. So why use 100% of your cash when you could just borrow that money and have tenants pay for that money that you just borrowed from the bank? But right now, a lot of people that are buying in Sacramento are from Bay Area. Okay, they do have more money, but then that doesn't mean that they're necessarily are investors. They're homeowners. Because it's still more affordable here than it is in the Bay Area. So they're buying here, but they're from over there because they're working from home, and it's still cheaper than buying in a Bay. So that's what's going on right now. Um, a lot of the individuals that are locals that are buying, they're compromising right they're instead of buying the 5 bedroom that they wanted, they're buying what they need. They're buying a 3 bedroom because that's what they need, and they just can't afford the 5 bedroom because the rates. So they're compromising and settling for a 3 bedroom until rates go down. They refi or sell, and it's more affordable, and then they upgrade. So that's the plan right now: is buy what you need, so that way you don't have to go pay a landlord for a home that you need because rent's high right now, y'all. You guys are talking about rates, prices, but let's not forget the elephant in the room, like rates. I mean, the rents are up too, So that's what's going on, and you gotta make 3x the rental, man. So if you're renting a home that's $2,000 and you gotta make income 6K a month. That's tough. Not a lot of family members that I know probably have that kind. They're gonna have to co-sign with like 2, 3 co-signers just to qualify for that rental. You know? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Use other people's money. Yep, that's what a lot of investors do. They leverage their money. Okay, let me share my screen again. Thanks for the comment, by the way, all you guys. So look here, here. Man, okay. These are all the home that's reduced their price. Look, days on the market for this home: 106 days, 93 days, 41 days, 84 days, 174, 98 days, 145 days, 100 days, 112, 20 days, 112. These are how long the homes are sticking. And like, let's look at this home. They just reduced their price. Okay, so their existing home price, this price was 550. 550K, and then now it's at 480. 480. So this home's been sitting, you know, 100 plus days. 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,000 square foot in Carmichael area. Man, they just reduced this. They just reduced this. When did they just reduce this? Oh, no. Okay, there it is. So they just reduced it yesterday. It was 585 and they reduced another 5K. See, so this is what I was talking about. Remember months ago, I was saying that what's gonna happen when the market starts trending down, it's not gonna be like '08. This is exactly that. Sellers are not gonna be reducing in increments of 50 to 100K. They're gonna be reducing in like increments of 5K, like 515, 15K here, and then 5K, 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 5K. They're going to be reducing it in small increments like that. So like let's let's look who owns this. Is it an investor? Is it a flip? Looks nice. Looks very nice. Okay, so this person is a small investor, I guess. They don't even live anywhere close to uh Carmichael. They live in Los Gatos, and so they're probably renting it out, or they probably moved and put the home on the market. And man, 100 plus days, and this is the norm right now. Okay, so if you're in the market right now to potentially put your home on the market, like this is what's going on right now. This is real life stuff. Okay, look, 40 days, and it might even be longer for some of these homes. So, like, if you really need to sell your home, and there's enough equity, you can't be greedy. Net selling your home and netting something is in a timely fashion versus sitting on the market to the last draw to where you end up having to remove it off the market, and you've been losing money. Like you're gonna have to choose your poison, what you want to kind of go with if you're a seller right now. So like I'll share a story with you guys, okay? Story time. I had a colleague. Uh they they went to an interview to get a listing from a seller, and the seller had a price in mind because this seller's been interviewing other agents. And my colleague told this seller, I could sell it for, let's just say, 500K. But the seller wanted more, so the seller did not hire my colleague. The seller hired a different agent that promised them that they could sell it for a lot more. So of course, sellers are gonna want to sell more and net more. So they went with the other agent. When the agent put the home on the market, it sat. They did up to 50,000 dollars of price reduction while it's been on the market past 70, 90 plus days, and it's still not selling. The seller ends up removing the home off the market, and that agent gets fired because he or she did not perform, right? They overpromised because they just wanted the listing, and they were hoping and praying that somebody was going to be motivated enough or desperate enough to come and buy the home that was overpriced. When my colleague at that time, remember this months ago, if they would have went with my colleague during that time, maybe they could have had a higher chance of selling it. But maybe the reason we will never know, right? But maybe the reason why they didn't go with my colleague to list it and hired him in the first place is probably because they had a net in mind and they needed to net that because of the mortgage or the debt that they still owe. They didn't want to be underwater. Whatever the case may be, we will never know. But that is a true story. Okay, that home is no longer on the market. They removed it, and I think they're renting it out right. That's what's going on. We have another investor, developer, seller, bought a land, developed it, super nice. Mark took getting permits and doing the remodel took a little bit longer than expected, and the market took a downturn. The home is no longer worth what he had originally anticipated. So it did not make sense for them to sell it anymore. So they rented it out. That's what's going on right now. So if you are why am I sharing this story? I'm sharing this true story because if you're a seller and you're getting sugarcoated by other agents and they're not telling you the honest truth that hey, your home might sit, then like you're hearing something else and something's going on. You better be offering crazy amounts of incentives. Shoot, let me look. Let me see if these homes are offering incentives. Because remember, I get to see notes. Y'all don't. Okay, y'all just see these remarks. That's vacant. Tax shows one. Okay, there's nothing here. They're not offering incentives. Let's look at another home. Maybe they don't want to offer incentives. Maybe that home might stay on the market longer. Let's look at this home, okay? Oh, it wasn't on the market. It was pending before, but it's back on the market. I think buyers canceled. Okay, need a price reduction too. Let's see. Let's see if there's any other listing on here. Hopefully, the market drops next year. It's dropping now. Just depends on what price you want to buy at. Like right now, I will say this. Okay, I'm telling all my clients this: if you're a buyer and I'm telling you right now, if you're a buyer, just negotiate. Just submit a lowball offer right off the gate and see what they say. They might come back and say, "Hey, for example, okay, let's say this home is 550. You're looking at this home, okay? Give them 500. Give them 450K as an offer. See what they say. It won't hurt. Like I always say, the worst thing that could happen on a lowball offer like that is they respond back and say, not interested. Or the best thing could be they respond back and say, we'll take it. Or better yet, something okay. They might respond and say, we won't give it to you for 450K. We will give it you for 500K. Shoot, you just knocked $50,000 off the gate. You never know. Just try it. Thank me later, okay? But we don't even know it's gonna drop next year or not. If rates end up going down, like what some of these financial experts are saying, prices might go back up again. Cam the Civic. So we don't know. We really don't know what's gonna happen next year. Just keep browsing, keep talking with your agents, and keep looking at the data. Data don't lie. Just keep looking at the data, okay? Let's go back to this. Home to be sold as is. There are so many possibilities with this home. Okay, so they're not doing anything. They mentioned it, so maybe this home might sit a little bit longer. Who knows? Sometimes I'll give you guys a tip right now, okay? If you're a buyer, okay? I'm gonna give you guys another tip. Even though they say this or they don't offer anything, request it. It's just an offer. It's not final. You're not giving anything but your time in the offer. You're not giving up any money. It's just an offer. Just write it up. See what they say. Ask for credit right out the gate. Just say, hey, look, I want this for 450K. I want I want my closing costs to be paid. I want you to do a buy down rate for me and see what they come back. They might agree to half, they might agree to all, they might agree to none. But hey, you didn't lose any of your resources. You just lost time and an offer. That's it. Let's keep looking. 84 days, price reduction. Nothing. They're not offering anything right off the gate. Okay. No worries. Okay, okay. They're not offering anything here either. 174 days. Okay. 98 days. Not offering anything. See, you know what I noticed? Right now, because everything is going on right now, right? It seems pretty sudden for sellers, right? That the market is taking a downturn. So sellers are still conditioned to what's been going on this past year, where homes are selling like hotcakes. So they're still conditioned to that. So for them to face being on the market for so long, they just can't fathom that. So a lot of sellers are still very stubborn. I hate to say this. A lot of sellers are still very stubborn, and that's why they're removing their homes on the market or they're not accommodating. And then again, when they're not accommodating or doing the correct price reductions, it's on the market. You know, I'm not saying it's this particular seller. I'm just saying some sellers. Okay, some sellers. That's what's going on. This one, they're not offering anything either. Okay, see, so this one, they did a home and pest inspection. And it's available upon request. See? So this seller is doing something. They're offering free inspections right off the gate. This one, 102 days. Yeah, then They're not offering anything either. I think somebody still lives in there too, because you gotta make an appointment. 126 days on the market. Pest and sewer inspections are attached. Okay. Oh, look, this one says motivated seller will review any offer and consider credit to buy down rate. See, there's sellers out there that are motivated. I mean, this is just a random listing that I pulled. Like you just gotta look around and ask your agent, what is there any agent remarks, private remarks that state seller is giving credit or seller is motivated? Target those. If you're a buyer right now trying to get a deal, target these remarks right here, okay? Motivated seller will review any offer, will consider credit to buy down rate. That is what you're looking for if you're looking to get a deal, okay, in this market, buyers. And this seller, I don't know how long it took for them to add that in there because it's been on the market for 126 days. It's still not budging. Um, but like buyers will see that and be like, "Oh man, okay, that's sexy now. All right, I'll budge, I'll bite." Okay, let's look at this. 112 days on the market. Um, for financial options with additional incentives. Okay, so they're offering something. Check offer status. Oh, there's with open door. You guys know open door, right? Look, they're offering incentives now too. See? And you guys know open door, they're the worst, right? They bought homes overpriced and they're trying to flip it for even higher overpriced. You guys heard me said it all here. And look, now they're offering incentives. See? Even open door understands it. And they're a big, big broker that are buying homes and selling and flipping. And they're offering incentives. So there you go. I'm having too much fun with this. I'm gonna stop. But it's been over an hour. I want to thank you guys all for tuning in today. I know it's been a while. I'm gonna have to try to do this on a weekly basis for you guys, or at least bi-weekly, just to keep you guys updated. But again, I don't think the market's gonna change much from what I'm showing you guys today. If you guys want to go back and rewind and just replay this, share it with your friends and family, or share it with your agent and your lender that you're working with, and see if they agree with me. See what they say in your market. But I feel like this is what's gonna be the trend until summer. And if the rates do really go down, like what some people are saying, I think price is gonna keep going up and inventory is gonna keep going down. Okay, but if it continues to trend the way it is right now, it's gonna keep trending like that until it gets to 4 to 6 months worth of inventory. Then that's when buyers gonna have full complete control of the transaction. Okay, that's gonna happen. Okay, history is gonna repeat itself. That's gonna happen, but the question is, when is that gonna happen? Because that's when everybody's gonna want to buy because they have options now. But that's it for me, guys. I had fun. It was good to see all you guys. Answer all your questions. Thank you guys. I will see you guys next time. Peace out.